Hello, everyone. My name is Jamey McIntosh, and today we're going to be talking about our guided bend tester and talking about the RealCareer guided bend tester and what you can do with it and the usage that you have in this product. So thank you for taking the time to come today and work with us and be with us today. We are recording this session, so we will be talking today for about 30 minutes, and afterwards we'll be recording, and then it'll be there for you to be able to send off to you as well. The other thing, up in the left-hand corner there should be a area for chat, and for you to be able to go there. If you have questions during my presentation, feel free to go up there and you can put in your questions there. I always suggest that you do that right away so you don't forget them as the presentation goes on. And then as I see those, I will try to come in and answer those questions that you have there. So again, thank you for this. The other piece that we'll be doing is at the end we'll be sending you a certification of completion showing that you actually were here in this webinar and giving you that opportunity if there's any professional development needs that you might have from this. So welcome, and today we're going to get started with the RealCareer Bend Test product and really talking about what it is and then how it can be used in your shop, in your lab, in your school, or organization, industry that you have. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen here with you and just show you a little bit about our Welding Focus here. Okay, one of the things, and this is probably no new news to a lot of you watching today, but welding trends show that there is a need in the world of welding and that there is a skills gap. The industry facts are showing that there's going to be more and more workers for fabrication and construction industries, and the need for what we call skilled workers, and in welding a lot of times what we would call qualified workers or qualified welders, is more and more important. And so it's very important that we are helping in education to get those workers and those laborers into the workforce. The areas of welding really kind of are across the board, from agriculture, highway infrastructure, rail, production manufacturing, and then also the energy needs as well. And so it really would hit no matter where you are in the United States and beyond. Geographically, it's going to hit in any region throughout the United States and throughout the world. So one of the things that we as a company have done is come into a place here to then show, okay, what are some areas and what are some things that we can help with education to then create quality products for you, our customers, but also for you, the educators, that can help you help shore up the skills gap that we have. So just to kind of do an overview for you, we as a company see the welding gap not really slowing down at all. We're going to continue to see this. By 2019, 310,000 replacement welders. So this is something that's going to keep on going. And so we need to get that qualified welder into the workforce. And how can you do that? Well, you need to be able to test them to make sure that they are qualified. And that's what the bend tester here is going to help do. So just to kind of give you an overview, we have what we call the RealCareer Welding Solutions 21st Century Welding Training Method. And it starts with the virtual reality. We have virtual reality welding simulation in our GuideWeld VR product. Then we have our guided reality, which is an in-helmet GuideWeld Live guidance system. And then we have both a bend tester, but we also have a weld defects kit allowing for that inspection. So what we like to say is we have the opportunity to simulate, and then you go into the shop and you actually do a live weld and replicate, and then we end with evaluate. Really evaluate your students and make sure that they are doing what you are asking them for. So the way we look at our products, really have the welding skill training portion, and then we have welding quality training. And so it really jumps from that welding skill to welding quality. And what we're going to talk about today is that welding quality. But just to give you an overview, our GuideWeld VR product here is a software, hardware, and curriculum based product that has both GMAW or MIG, and then also stick SMAW available. There's 3 levels of difficulty that you can really hone your skills at, and then it's all on your own computer. So there's a software that goes with it. You plug it in by USB. There's no local, it's a local install and no licensing needed in this case. And so that's really our first product here that gets our students or your students there understanding how to do proper welding technique. Another product that we've talked about here is our Guide Weld Live. This is an in-helmet guidance system. What this does inside the helmet here is it allows you to see if you have proper technique as you go. So inside of the helmet here, what is actually happening is that as you weld, you're actually going to be able to see inside the helmet, and inside of this helmet here, you're going to be able to see what's going on in your technique from your work angle, travel angle, and then your travel speed. So if you're doing something incorrectly, it gives you correcting action to be able to follow with that. Our next one here is our RealCareer Weld Defect Kit. Now this is where we're getting into that evaluate along with our bend tester, but the defect kit here talks about really showing you these are plastic models of actual defects molded, showing what the different defect is. There's also one quality weld model that gives them an understanding of what quality weld looks like versus a defect model. This allows them to be able to understand what the defect is, but it also gives them curriculum and flashcards to be able to go in and say, what is the cause and how do I correct it? So it works with the correcting phase of these defects, both by how you would change your machine and then how you would also change your technique. So that's the other one. Now, those are three of our products that we've kind of implemented and really have found great success. And our newest product on the market right now is what we're talking about today, the RealCareer Bend Tester. The Bend Tester is a product that really has come from us talking and listening to our customers, and that they saying, hey, we want to be able to prepare students to become certified welders. They need to be able to be qualified and in some cases be certified by different standards, AWS standards. In this case, we want to help our students be able to know that, hey, if I'm going to go take those tests, if I'm going to go do a qualification, that I should be successful by the practice that I've been doing. And so we want to train welding qualification. We also want to identify qualification and see the true quality of welds and be able to know, okay, would this be a valid weld or would it not pass indestructible weld testing? So the bend tester here really helps the students be able to understand, okay, as I do my weld, I'm going to go now and qualify it. And if I can do consistently quality welds through destructive weld testing and the guided bend test, then when I actually go to take a test, when I have a CWI, a certified welding inspector, actually look at and go through this testing with me, I should be pretty confident of knowing what I'm going to be doing. So how we work on this is we train how to prepare your metal for testing. We have a curriculum that's included that goes through all the needs that you have for preparing your metal for testing. We also have proper welding skills, how to actually do the weld correctly, and then cut and bend your metal for qualifications, and then at the very end, understanding if your metal would actually pass. So these are some things that we have actually included for you as an instructor to not only be able to help you as an instructor, but also better understand what is needed for a quality bend test, but also for your students, so they can start learning what's needed and how to do these types of tests, so then they are prepared when it's time for qualification. So what is our RealCareer bend test consist of? Well, it includes the bend test, which I have. It's a tabletop here right on our table. And in this case, all the guided bend tester complies with AWS code D11. And so it's all qualified within that code. It has 3 different plunger sizes. We have a 1.5 inch plunger that's actually on the product right now. And then we have 2 other plungers for different weld metal thicknesses. So it can work with different metal thicknesses, and it also has different weld size. And there's also different rollers here in the product that you can move and adjust based on your metal thickness. Now, the other nice piece about this is that it has 2 bend testing posters. Now, these 2 bend testing posters really kind of show really main pieces here. I'm going to kind of show you some of the main pieces that are involved and are needed in this product. And so one of the things that we have here is we have a bend test poster, and basically what this bend test poster is something that you can, just like I'm showing here, stick up on the wall here, put up on the wall, and it shows all the different pieces of my actual bend test. And so in this case here, I have my bend test, and what I'm able to do here then is to actually see exactly how this all works and what are the different information pieces that I need. For the basic bending method, I need to make sure, depending on the thickness of my metal, so if I have a piece of metal here, okay, if I'm going to actually be bending this after I've welded, I need to know what plunger I should actually be putting on. So depending on the metal thickness, I can look at my poster and look at my plunger size and also then my rollers. We have rollers on here that have different locations to actually be placed. Depending on the size of the metal, you put different roller position and a different plunger thickness. So both of these things can be then looked at and used right with that poster. Now, the other poster that we have is actually a qualification poster. This qualification poster is used for your students when you are done bending your test, and when you're done bending, this qualification poster can also be put up right next to the bend tester if needed. And what this does is it actually shows your students what types of qualification is needed. It talks about both a face and a root bend, but then it also talks about the defects and what kind of cracking are acceptable and where it cannot be acceptable, and what are the amounts that can be acceptable. So this is another poster that you can actually have that comes with the product that allows you and your students to be able to look exactly on here and see what is the discontinuity and how it then affects, depending on your weld here, okay, if there is a issue with your bend. How much of an issue, and would it pass or would it fail in that sense? So one of the things that we then are going to be talking about here is not only those two different posters that then come into play here, it also is going to be focusing on a curriculum. So we have the two bend test posters that we just kind of talked about, giving you the opportunity to put them right there by your bend tester so your students can actually start learning qualification. But the other piece that we talk about is a 8-lesson curriculum. This curriculum walks you through different features. It goes from not only your, how to make sure you're doing a quality weld based on your technique, but it also then talks about different destructive and non-destructive type testing. It then goes into your qualification, and what it's looking at is not only if you prepared your metal, but have you welded your metal, and then have you cut and prepped it right, and then finally what qualifications, or does it pass the qualifications that's needed. So just to kind of show you an example of that, I have a PowerPoint here, and the PowerPoint that is really this talking about is preparing a welder qualification test. In this case, I'm going to scroll down here a little bit, and this gives you the exact information that you need on both how to cut your metal. So you're making sure you're doing correct metal cuts, the grain direction that you need to be going and how you'd want to actually go. And then also not just the grain, but are you preparing for both a face and then also a a face or a root bend as well. So it goes through and talks through some of those main pieces that you have in this world. Okay, so it talks through that for you as well. And then it talks through the sources and where you can actually get those things from. Now, the last piece that I want to talk through here is that all this product here comes with a 1-year warranty. So anything here is failure beyond wear and tear, or within wear and tear, normal wear and tear, it then has a 1-year warranty, and also comes with an 8-ton jack for this product here. All through this, the cost here is $2,500. And so in this case, it all then comes together, packaged together with the posters, with the curriculum for you to use. So with that, I'm going to just give a little show here of the bend tester itself. All right, bend tester, some of the main pieces that we like to kind of show you through this is that it is on rubber feeding or footing. And so in this case, it is very sturdy. It is a desktop model. It allows you then to be able to move it somewhat easy. The weight of it's about 95 pounds, so it is a heavier model. But in this case, it comes with a jack handle that allows you to actually manually jack up. So again, this is a manual jack weld defect. I'm sorry, excuse me, bend tester. And then it also has the ability here where at the top is we have a safety cover. So if there's any issue as you are jacking up or going through that there's no possibility of any kind of spring loadedness to your bend test, it has a safety cover that automatically will shut and lock. Excuse me. The other pieces that we have, again, like I said, is we have different plunger sizes, allowing you for you to do different metal thicknesses based on the plunger sizes for this. What you're allowed to do then here is, as you then pump up manually and get your jack moving up, it then will do the bend, and then your lever will also be able to open it up and then lower the plunger as well to then be able to verify how you did. So this allows you to then pump up and then to release your metal as well. So all of this right here is very compact, very user-friendly for your students, and then you can also then use the curriculum and the posters to help get a good understanding of how to do a quality bend test, and then be able to see if you would qualify or if you wouldn't qualify based on that bend test. So again, it is something for you to be able to really focus on your students and help them in this case. So other places that we have seen success here and where we think you can really find this training success, anywhere from middle school, high school, tech colleges, but also industry has been very excited about this opportunity to use this for the cost employment skills, and we also have correctional facilities using and looking into this as well. By partnering together, we think that we can address the skills gap that we have. By addressing the skills gap here, we really think that we're bringing opportunities for technology for these 21st century learners by being able to use these products and help them become more engaged, but also have the quality training and effect that they need to then become qualified welders. And then educators can use the materials and the training tools to help create quality learning outcomes. And that's really important, is being able to have your students be not only productive, but also feel like they are getting that quality education that they need to then be successful when they go out and try to qualify for weld certification or for welding qualification. So with this product here, we really have this RealCareer Welding Solutions in the sense of simulate, replicate, and evaluate. And what we're really focusing on here is this bend tester and what it can do for you and inside your classroom. Again, the resources are there not only for the bend tester itself, but also as an instructor, do you understand how to actually do a qualified bend test, a guided bend test? Do you understand what is needed for those, and then how to evaluate it? All this comes with through the curriculum, through the poster sets for this product. So at this time, we want to open up for any questions that you may have, or any other issues or things that you are seeing in your classrooms that maybe this could help with. But again, if you don't have anything, we want to say thank you to you, and thank you for the time that you've taken with us as we then look at this bend tester to help you help your students and inform them in not only how to do welds, but really how to do quality welds and to continue to qualify their welds as needed. So with that said, I don't see any question and answers. And so if there aren't any questions, oh, maybe we have one here. Oh, okay. So the question comes to what are the cost of the different systems here. So thank you to my assistant here. In this case, if I come back up, our GuideWeld VR product, if you would decide with just one welding gun, it's the cost is $4,900. If you want both of them, it's $6,400 or $1,500 more for the second one. So if you want to start with stick, you can get that for $4,900. You want to add MIG later, it's an extra $1,500. If you want to start with MIG, either or if you want both, you can get it. So that's our pricing for that. For our live product here, the pricing here is $6,500, and this is an in-helmet and a live product here. So $6,500 for the GuideWeld Live, and then our Weld Defect Kit here, the price of that is $995 for that unit. And then again, like we said with our bend tester here, our cost is $2,500 for the bend tester. All right. So with that said, I don't see any other questions being asked. I'll check one more time to make sure, but I do thank you for taking the time to come with us today. Again, we are recording this. We will give this to you after the fact, but thank you for taking the time today.